In this video, I'm taking you behind the scenes of what a day of my life looks like as a six-figure tech sales rep. There's 7 blocks that define the course of my day each and every weekday. Number 1, morning routine. Number 2, morning sales work. Number 3, midday, meetings, deal strategy. Number 4, smoothie and recharge, one of my favorite blocks. Number 5, afternoon. Number 6, wrapping up, reflect and reset. Number 7, evening. I like to think of myself as a corporate athlete. I work in a performance-based career, so all of my actions are intentional and based around how am I going to perform at my peak state, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single weekday. Professional athletes, they are focused on practice, reviewing game tape, nutrition, stretching, physical therapy, mental work, even breath work at times, and all of their actions revolve around how do I perform the best in this game and maximize my potential. As a sales professional, I want to maximize my potential. I want to be as successful as possible. I want my actions to carry greater potency, intentionality, because with greater capability comes greater responsibility, and that is our duty as sales professionals. Beginning with the morning routine, I wake up at 5:30 a.m. each and every morning, and most weekdays I go to yoga at 6 a.m. So I drive 8 minutes into downtown, go to a hot yoga class for an hour, and it is my favorite way to start the day, to move my body, to get a nice sweat on, to be around a community of other like-minded people. It gives me so much energy, and I feel like it just opens up my mind and body so I can perform at my highest levels. As soon as I get back to my house, I take a very quick shower, and then I make breakfast. I used to fast in the mornings, but now I'm all in on the high protein breakfast bandwagon. What I typically do is cook 3 eggs. I'll put some black beans in there, and then I'll take it out, put an avocado in, put some hot sauce in there, eat that real quick with a journal notepad next to me, and I'm just documenting my goals, thinking about what's on my mind. This morning I wrote down, in 10 years from now, in year 2035, what does my dream life look like? If anything could happen, if failure is not a possibility, what would I want to have happen? And at first I thought, am I creative enough to do this? Do I have imagination to do this? And you may be thinking, well, Trent, this isn't sales whatsoever, but I think it is, because if you don't know where you're going in your long-term objectives, then how are you going to map back your actions today to where you want to be going? So I started out with that exercise, and then that carries me into block number 2, which is morning sales work. As soon as I open up my laptop, you're either going to be on the offense or the defense. Defense is looking at your Gmail, and other people are assigning to-do items to you. Sometimes these are important prospects that you're trying to advance a deal forward. Sometimes they're just random asks. So I try and really quickly work through my email, work through my Slack, and then take a step back and say, what meetings do I have on my calendar today, and what are my top priorities? What are those items that are important but non-urgent? It's really important to define these actions and then put together a game plan of what does success look like today. So that's what I'm doing in the morning. I'm planning, I'm strategizing, I'm thinking about what I have to do that day. And then as soon as I work through those items, I'm going to start to do some prospecting. In an ideal world, I add 5 prospects to sequence, and that looks like some level of success. As of recent, I've been missing that, and I find myself at the end of days having not prospected as much as I know I need to have. And by the time you get later in the day, you face so much more resistance to do those activities you don't want to do. So it's important to do those tasks that really are not fun, that you don't want to do, as early in the day as possible, because that's when you have your most energy, your most mental clarity, your most focus. So I'm going to plan, strategize, do a bit of prospecting, and then that will conclude the morning block. Number 3, midday, meetings and deal strategy. I define this block as progressing deals forward. If I have existing meetings on my calendar, these meetings could be at various stages in the sales cycle. There could be a meeting that's an initial meeting. Maybe it came in via inbound. Maybe I set the meeting outbound and it's a first meeting. Maybe it's an hour solution presentation, which is a demo that I need to lead. Maybe it's a really important meeting with the prospect and then their executive boss, and then I'm bringing in someone from my side. In those situations, I need to do even more prep and due diligence so we can show up and really wow them. But the goal here is to show up with intentionality and intent and purpose to these meetings and then advance them forward while also looking at my active opportunities in my pipeline and defining where do I not have scheduled next events on these opportunities and trying to poke holes in them, identifying the risk and saying, well, if I don't have a next meeting, that's a problem. Can I go get a next meeting? And that's what I'm trying to do in this block. Block number 4, smoothie and recharge. Around 11-ish, most days, sometimes a little bit later, depending on the minutia and the flow of the day. Smoothie and recharge. I will then go into my kitchen. I will make a nutritious smoothie with coconut water, chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds, scoop of protein powder, big dollop of peanut butter, frozen blueberries, banana, and then I'll pour some more water on top because I like it a little bit more runny than thick. And I'll come back to my computer and I'll watch some YouTube videos. That's my favorite activity. It helps me decompress, and whatever the algorithm serves me, I'm going to click on whatever interests me. And I just want to try and get my mind off work. I want to drink my smoothie. It's like 50, 60 ounces. So that's a half gallon. It's a lot of smoothie to get through. It takes me 15, 20 minutes. Just trying to clear my head, enjoy myself, and build up my energy again with all of this nutritious smoothie. That carries us into the afternoon. Afternoons can really vary. Sometimes we have trainings on our calendars. Sometimes we have an internal meeting or two. Sometimes I have more customer meetings. But as of recent, I've identified that 12 to 2 time frame is sometimes it's such a big opportunity because it's so easy to let that time slip by, sort of the middle of the day. It's in between maybe when you would have any external meetings. So what I try and do is I either do more pipeline generation, I do more pipeline health, which is identifying all my opportunities and where are gaps, how can I progress these deals forward, basically finding and closing deals. Or the alternative would be some version of self-development. So it's just tugging on whatever I'm most curious about, trying to go learn something, and just staying sharp, staying engaged, and being productive through that afternoon block. Number 6, wrapping up, reflect and reset. This is in that 3 to 5 time frame. I'm usually trying to make some more cold calls at this time frame because maybe you've gone the whole day, you haven't really done anything tangible. Most days it won't really seem like you've made any progress, but things are actually happening. It's just staying consistent. So I'm going to do some prospecting. I'm going to send any follow-ups I need from meetings that day. It's important to get the follow-ups out the same day. Something I just learned with Gong is they have these AI call summaries. So rather than using all my mental capacity to try and think of a follow-up email, I'll just use the AI generated follow-up email. And then also before I send emails to clients, I'll type it up and then I'll go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm an AE at blank company. Simplify this message and improve it. And then I'll paste in the email I wrote, and then the email the output will be way better. So those are 2 ways I'm using AI in my role as an account executive today. And then I'm also reflecting on the day. What could I have done better? I'm tracking my prospecting inputs. Did I add prospects to sequence? Did I set meetings? Did I have any live convos? Did I generate any opportunities? Have I sent some emails and some LinkedIn emails? So I'm looking at these numbers. I'm sending out any other internal messages, any open threads. And then I'm also starting to peek at the next day to start to think about what do I have going on tomorrow? Is there anything I can do now? Do I need to start working maybe a little bit earlier tomorrow so I'm ready for the day? If I have an early meeting, maybe I'm meeting with someone in Europe, so I got to be ready. At this point, we're in the final block, which is evening. I will have gone and gotten dinner. Maybe I've done some content stuff, but I'm just trying to relax. And in the evening, it's all about decompressing. It's all about self-educating, whether reading a book, listening to a podcast, just talking with someone. And then I'm working towards that 8 to 8:30 time frame. That's when I'm trying to get off the screens. I'm working to get in bed, and I want to fall asleep by 9 a.m. so I can be recharged and ready to wake up at 5:30 a.m. the next day and repeat the process. when we say day in the life, six figure, everyone thinks, oh, it's glamorous and it's sexy, but this really is what it is. It's almost academic in a way where you're sitting down, it's knowledge based. It's all about what you know and creating more leverage with your actions. So how can you continue to work with bigger companies, sell bigger deals, compress the time frames from that first meeting to the last meeting? And it's a process of self-development, refinement, and learning. And if you ever find yourself showing up to a day where you're just not feeling it, then identify, well, am I not going to bed on time? Am I not drinking enough water? Have I not written down my goals? And all of these things create harmony, symmetry, synergies, so that you can perform at your peak state. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the thumbs up button now. Subscribe to the channel for more tech sales content. And if you're looking to break into tech sales, I have something for you in the description below. Free tech sales intro course. Check it out. See you there. Bye.